Welcome. I'm gonna do this while we're hanging out, so it's not so threatening.
Oh, wait.
You want to threaten the chat?
No, I just want you guys to have a nice, relaxing time before I fling incredibly high-level enemies at you.
Oh, you know,
while
just
forcing
that.
you to roll dice and hope they get high enough.
I just hope
you know,
I get knocked
here.
out. If I get knocked out early enough, then I won't have to stress about it. I can just wait for someone to come revive me. You know, be like, phew, that was close.
We'll go with the friendliest bad.
Ah, the Cat Lord. Good old Cat Lord. The cattiest of lords.
I don't remember if this was like an actual canonical image of the Cat Lord or if this was something we found when we Googled Cat Lord.
I'm pretty sure it's something we found.
He's so great.
I'm trying to move the windows around like how I've had them the last entirety we've played, and for some reason it's being a jerk tonight. So if you see me looking around, that's why. I think I did it. Haha, I win.
I mean, I can't talk because my windows are in their correct configuration. I put them there earlier.
Gotta have them. Gotta have them.
How's everybody's week so far?
I kept forgetting it was Wednesday. Like the entirety of the day. I kept seeing people talking about it at work, like, oh yeah, Collections is going live at noon. I was like, that went live yesterday. What are you talking about? No, it's not Thursday.
Oh, I'm behind because I traveled on Monday to get back to work. So like I needed something from my parents' house and I'm like, why are they not? Oh, it's because it was Tuesday, not Monday. But no, I had like total like anxious person Muppet flail last night because I think that I left behind the sort of dashboard mount for my personal GPS in the rental car. So I emailed the rental people and then I was like, what do I do? How could I have left it? Blah. And like, I don't tend to leave things behind because of being an anxious person. So when I do, it's like, it's the end of the world. And then I bought a new one on Amazon.
Yeah, when I rented the car in October to do the road trip to San Jose, when I brought it back, I left my backpack, a gift, and a quilt in the trunk of the car, and I was lucky as hell because I had left there like an hour beforehand, came back, and the dude rushed over, found the stuff and brought it back, and I was super lucky because otherwise it would have been I had to fill out a form. I would have had to describe the objects. I would have had to wait for someone to process the paperwork. They said it usually takes about 30 days. But when I rented the, I'm sorry if you hear my cat singing the song of her people.
It's cute.
When I did the rental car again in December.
Part of the Cat Lord.
When I did the rental car again in December, I was just like, I was like, okay, I've got everything out. We pulled everything out. Cool. And I took the car back. And then as I was leaving, I remembered that my MagSafe pop socket phone holder was still sitting there in the AC, and I was driving away and I went, you know what? Someone's just going to have a nice pop socket holder now. I just don't care.
That's good.
Yeah, so we'll see if they find it. Because, I mean, it's not for sure that it's in the car. It's just that was the last place I had it. And the other option is that, like, it didn't get into my bag, and so it's in the parking lot of, like, rental car return of, like, Palm Springs Airport, in which case, like, you know.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Anyway, so I think I showed Sarshan and Cecilia before. But so...
Sarshan? And Cecilia. Okay.
There's a Playmobil set that
right. Cool.
Yeah. So hair colors aren't right, but you take what you can get. So Artemisia came in the mail.
Oh my gosh. It even has the little
Well, so I gave her the lightnings from another set. And I'm wondering, I'll look at chat in a second and pull them. This can be her crown of stars.
Yeah.
And I was curious if people were in favor of that, because with her kind of hair, she can't have wings, unfortunately.
That's what I was saying. The little crown. Like that's so cool.
Yeah.
And then again, wrong hair color, but this seemed like a Skaha kind of. She's got the sort of emerald green
Ooh.
kind of magic-y staff thing going on.
Yeah.
So now
Neat.
I have a
She
whole
looks
sort
like
of
somebody who'd abandon her children.
I'm gonna safely say that sentence has never been said about a Playmobil figure
I
ever.
think that's a
You
pretty,
you
that's
did
a
a
pretty
first.
solid. That's a
Yeah.
pretty solid assumption. Especially 'cause they mostly have the same face, don't they? Like,
Yep.
do they have ones that with a different expression? I don't know. I have a small set, like, and
So
none of the ones I have anything but the little like pleasant smile face.
we have, let's see if we can get the camera to show it. It's not quite in focus. So this is an older style of eyelashes. No, it's not going to show it. And this is a newer style of sort of eyeliner. So that's a variation.
Okay.
And then some of the new sets, like I have some from a fairy set, and they have a whole different style of face to them.
Oh,
okay.
And they don't necessarily have expressions, but they have like more of a nose and like sort of a different base template.
Playmobil figures with noses. What is this world?
yeah, I know. I just have memories of mine from the 90s with their soulless eyes staring at me.
I remember having one when I was a kid, and it was like a little lady, and she had a dress, and it swooped up in the front so that she could sit down, right? Because it was
Yeah.
just like a plastic dress, but it would like this. And because I got these probably around the time my mom was pregnant with my youngest sister, I just assumed that was a pregnant lady because that looked like a maternity dress to me. And it wasn't until I was much older that I went, oh, it's a mechanical thing. I don't think it ever fit into playing with them. Like, it wasn't her being pregnant wasn't really a plot point. It was just like, well, facts. She's
man,
gonna have a baby.
I'm so glad that to hear someone else played with toys and had plot points. That's reassuring.
I genuinely don't know how you don't do that.
Right? Like when I was a kid, like I had all these toys and everything like that. And if I had Optimus Prime fighting with Spider-Man, there had to be a reason how that happened.
Yeah.
Like I had this whole Dimension Warriors thing going on of them jumping universes. I was doing the Marvel shit in '98. God damn it!
I love it.
So I was always a little bit different with my playing because I had a lot of Playmobil. It's actually still in my parents' storage unit. These are newer ones. And my thing with them is that I wouldn't come and be like, they're talking to each other and they're going to do things. Like they didn't move. I had to have like a whole, like I had this coffee table and I'd like lay out their house and I'd lay out their like yard and whatever. And so there was a complex story about like, well, why do they have this kind of farm animal? And why is there like a cottage over here and then a farmhouse over there? But there was never any sort of like, oh, I'm going to walk over or anything. So it was very like still photographs making the tableau.
It's so funny we're talking about this because like very recently I thought about how I used to like play with toys. And like I would spend time going through the toys and pulling out the ones that I knew I wanted to have for whatever thing was going on that day. But what I would do, and I'm now realizing that objectively from my parents' point of view, I just looked crazy because I was looking through my toys, having conversations in character before the fight scene as to build up of like what was going to that event.
Well, at least you're not the bad guy in the Lego movie.
Oh,
because
Aaron, you're muted.
I forgot I muted when I opened my can. I was like, I love that. If I was your mom, I would be standing in the door going.
But what were you saying about the bad guy in the Lego movie?
Like, I mean, I didn't glue anything down, but like,
don't do that.
Things had to go together. Like
Yeah.
Playmobil could go with Playmobil, but like Playmobil and like Lego, like no. And the sister would have like Playmobil and like her baby dolls, and then like different like scales of like baby dolls because she's 4 years younger than me, so she was at a different like stage. and just like throw it all together. And that no, you can't have different kinds of toys. Like the My Little Ponies are with the My Little Ponies, Playmobil's with the Playmobil, and like you don't mix. Like that's just no.
See, that's the thing. I was very much like that for a long time, and then I was just like, but I kind of want Spider-Man to fight Spawn. But how do I do that? Oh, I loved the show Sliders as a kid. That's how.
I feel like we didn't have the sort of critical mass of toys not to cross, but I think about how many like My Little Ponies and Barbies like they had, and I'm like, no, that can't be it. We did definitely have. We had like we had a lot of My Little Ponies. We had an ongoing soap opera with the My Little Ponies. Then sometimes the lions from the Little People circus set we had would attack, and the Barbies and the My Little Ponies would have to figure out how to evacuate because that's how we deal with lions.
My Little Pony, rescue the people.
It's like a Pegasus can pick up one person and carry him up this many of the stairs from the basement, and a unicorn can teleport somebody, but the Barbies can pick up 2 of them. So
that's incredible.
I
like that. You're setting down rules for it.
We also, when we were little, we only had Barbie dolls. We did not have any Ken dolls. So once we got into that sort of mushy age where you want to think about dating and through play, we did not have boyfriends for the Barbies. So we went through the stuffed animals and found ones that were about as tall. So for a while, my best Barbie boyfriend was a stuffed raccoon.
Incredible.
Well, my little sister, when she was small, had broken her tooth and gone to the hospital and gotten one of those little stuffed animals that volunteers make for kids in the hospital. So it was this bear that was kind of lumpy. Named Pudding. Because she was 3 and she liked pudding. So Pudding was like the worst one. You didn't want to get stuck with Pudding. Pudding had some pickup artist vibes.
I only recently realized, maybe I think the Barbie movie made me realize my sister had all these Barbies. Barbie set me up. You know, there's a lot of body dysmorphia stuff that people talk about. Guys get it too from freaking Barbie because she was my ideal woman as I grew up, and there is no such thing as that person.
No.
It's like I fell in love with Barbie, and then I spend the rest of my life looking for her, and pretty freaking long time. Can't find anybody
with breasts as big as their head. Who doesn't have a back problem.
Well, and neck's that long, and just you know,
it's interesting. I read once that the sort of, well, I mean, there's a lot of like, where did the look of the Barbie doll come from? But one of the things is, especially originally, that much stitching in that small of a space is actually adding a lot of bulk. So like the original Barbie doesn't look quite, with her clothes on, obviously, doesn't look quite as dramatic because you're trying to sort of accommodate
the seams.
A sort of, you know, fabric that if it were on a person, it would not bulk up as much. But when it's tiny, the stitches are closer together. I don't know how accurate that is, but I have noticed, like, when you look at the older Barbie dolls, it's not as pronounced versus like modern stuff where we can do it like, you know, with thinner fabrics and less seam allowance and stuff. And maybe it doesn't work as well, but
that makes a lot of sense because, I mean, none of us would put up with seams that big if we scaled them up. You know, there's no way.
So I was wrong. There's no nose, but she does have irises and pupils and lips.
Hey, oh wow!
So that's the new style. And she
Clara
looks
on
taller,
a Playmobil. I didn't know that would be upsetting.
She's not actually. She's actually the same height, but she looks leaner somehow.
I thought about buying some of those Ghostbuster Playmobiles. I don't got room in my house for that.
I mean, the Star Trek ones are fairly amazing.
Oh, I forgot they did that.
Yeah, they have the it's not to scale, but the model of the Enterprise, and then it lifts off, and you have a control room, and they all like sit in it. So
I actually very recently, because I started watching Next Gen in December, and I don't even remember how I stumbled upon this. It's just because the internet's always reading what you're doing and then pushing ads to you for things that I think you would like. When I was a kid, I had like the Enterprise, the Next Gen Enterprise that my aunt got me because she's like, I want you to love Star Trek. Here you go. And I
Love it.
loved that thing, and they freaking remade it. And so I was like, it's $40. Screw it. I'm going to buy that. And then it came with like a super nice stand. And so I'm like, I have a nice little like Enterprise now that I didn't have to pay $300 for. And it has lights. Cool.
That's awesome.
Now I need to look at these Playmobil ones though. Not that I'm going to get them. I just want to see them though.
I can probably link them if you don't find them right off.
See, I'd be in real trouble if they had lower deck stuff. Then I would be in, I'd be in big trouble.
And they also did, what did they do? Back to the Future.
Oh, that is another weak spot for me.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, look at this. That's pretty cool.
I'll link it in the chat for anybody else who is also interested.
That is very expensive.
Is it? I didn't even, I mean, as far as sort of like models.
Well, so apparently it's 50% off. It was $500 normally, and it is $250 now.
I was just looking at the 250.
That's wild. Oh yeah, there's a Ghostbusters one. No, I don't need it. I don't need it.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was saying I have the Lego versions of the Ecto one and the Back to the Future DeLorean. So I'm good. I'm good.
Last night, my wife and daughter have gone to New York City for 10 days, and so I had complete control of the television, and I had a bunch of Photoshop work to do that was just kind of mindless. So I put on 2 movies. I don't know why. I have a list of good movies I could have watched, and I just wasn't up for it. It needed to be trash. So I watched Zombieland 1 and 2.
Zombieland's good. I haven't seen the second one.
I enjoyed it. The second one's fine. I mean, Bill Murray's in it. That makes and there's some fun that they have with Bill Murray. But it was great mindless TV. I enjoyed it. But I mean,
it has some of my favorite Woody Harrelson lines ever. Like they're like I've never wholesaled a punch before. It's just it's so good.
That's good.
Yeah, no, those are fun movies.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm kind of in the market for that these days. I got 9 more days.
So
bad movies.
Bad movies.
Good. I just brainless ones that I can do other stuff with.
Well, catch up on your MST3K.
I mean,
do you want bad movies or movies that are not super intellectual?
I guess what I want is movies that my wife would not. I want to get them out of the system.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, like I watched the first season of True Detective.
Okay.
So I finished that. Woody Harrelson also.
You can jump to the 4th season.
Yeah. I've been told. I read the reviews of the others. And did you watch the 4th season? I watched it.
I haven't. No, my mom actually watched it, and she really enjoyed it. I was like, I am surprised because you don't usually like that sort of stuff.
yeah, I enjoyed it too. I have some critical quibbles with it, but I enjoyed the characters a lot. Great characters, cool premise.
And now I'm looking at my movie collection to be like, what movies do I? Oh, have you seen Happy Death Day?
No.
So Happy Death Day is like, what if Scream was a time loop? Ooh. So like it's like a slasher movie, but Groundhog's Day.
I love a time loop.
And there's a sequel, and it's just as good.
Happy Death Day. Okay.
Yeah, Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day 2. Or sorry, Happy Death Day to You.
I've been watching Reservoir Dogs, which I think is really sweet. I'm enjoying that.
That is good. I like that one.
Yeah,
I'm not done with it, but
same. Yeah. So you're watching that.
I really like. I am really enjoying the After Party,
Haven't heard of it.
which is on Apple TV. I've already gushed about this to Trevor. But it's like a murder mystery.
That's right.
And the first season is a murder that takes place at an after party at a high school reunion. This sort of obnoxious kid who became a famous pop star gets killed. And so this detective comes in and interviews all of these characters, starting with the main character, so who you feel very strongly from the outset is not the guy. So he's trying to solve it and prove it wasn't him while she's trying to solve it. And each episode is her questioning a different character, and their take of what happened is sort of colored like a different genre. So like Sam Richardson's character, it's a rom-com because he's there
I love Sam Richardson.
to meet. He's wonderful because you're there to meet his chemistry class partner that he had a crush on and could never ask out. And when his friend goes, his friend was trying to get the pop star to bless his track, which is a thing, I guess. Basically, like say, hey, this is cool. This music you're doing is cool.
Yeah.
And so it's a musical, right? And then someone else is like hiding this secret that she doesn't want to tell, and it's a thriller, and it's interesting because you get that sort of like, oh, from this person's perspective, something entirely different happened, which is always fun. But then it really like hammers it by changing the genre. We just started the second season, where it's more explicitly like this is a movie. So the first one is a rom-com, the second one is a period piece, and it's so far it's very good. I like it a lot.
Cool.
I love a mystery, so
I definitely think the shittiest movie I have in my collections is the 2000 Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh. God.
That we watched that on the Discord and it broke me. I knew it was bad. I thought
so bad.
I honestly thought, knowing it was bad going in, I would think it was funny.
Yeah.
And I got mad instead. Rhiannon was there. We were talking about the 2000 D&D movie.
I'll say that movie was a riot under the influence of things.
I believe you. I got very angry at Courtney Solomon, one artist to another. Just no.
I love it.
That go write your Star Wars Indiana Jones fanfic somewhere else, please.
I'm realizing that a lot of my guilty pleasure bad movies are all just horror movies. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I do own the entire collection of Paranormal Activity, and I do enjoy watching those movies.
Underworld.
Oh, that's some good bad movies.
Are they good bad movies?
Man,
I loved End of the World.
Oh,
World's End.
Oh, wait, the Simon Pegg one or the
okay,
yeah, that was a good one.
Oh my God, wonderful! I had no idea it was going to end like that, and so it was a real joy. Hey, I've got something weird on some kind of virus thing keeps popping up. I feel like I need to shut down and start over again.
Okay.
I think you've got enough time to do that.
Okay.
And safe. That would be better to do it now than later.
Yes. Okay. All right. Back in a flash, I hope.
I own the Venom movies too.
Oh, Hellboy. I really like
Oh, yeah.
Not the second one, but the first. You like the second one?
I love the second one. Oh my God.
So slow.
Yes. So it's good.
No. But I like some of the stuff in it. I didn't like it when the dude with the flail hand gets sucked into the ear.
I thought you were restarting, Stephen.
I am sorry.
Do it, or we wonon't be able to play.
Okay. but Hellboy.
Hellboy will still be here when you get back.
Oh my God, this is weird. It's not letting me close. That's not good.
That's not good at all.
Yeah, you know. Okay, other good bad movie, Wanted. I enjoy the heck out of that movie. I know how terrible it is. Yes, I know you can't curve a bullet. I don't care. It's stupid fun.
I feel like I don't watch enough movies. I do watch And honestly, there are movies I did not enjoy that made me mad because they failed me in
Yeah.
my
Oh,
because
yeah.
I don't watch enough, but I feel like they don't cross into this. I don't know. The thing that man, I can never remember the name of it. What's that movie with it's Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum and it's not Romancing the Stone, but it has vibes.
The Proposal.
No.
No,
Oh no,
Jupiter
Channing
Ascending.
Tatum.
No. What is this? No.
No, Jupiter Ascending.
is a good terrible movie
Oh, okay.
though. That's not what I'm talking about. Sandra Bullock.
Oh,
not,
sorry.
Not Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
It's that one where she's a romance novelist / archaeologist.
The Lost City.
That one.
The Lost City. That
Yeah,
one
that came
I'm
out
not
recently.
gonna claim is high art, but I love it. Also,
I'll check it out.
solidifies my belief that screenwriters write about the publishing industry in a way as though they have never ever understood or heard of any such thing solely
Yes.
to fuck around with novel writers.
Yeah.
Because that one, actually, I've yet to see a movie where I'm like, yes, this is exactly how the publishing industry works. It's like Knives Out, where it's like this
Yeah.
famous artist owns his own publishing company. Famous author owns his own publishing company, which he will bequeath to his son, who will be the one who runs it. And
Yeah.
Lost City, like her publisher is like one person who is also her editor, who has fronted all the money for her book tour.
Incredible.
When she disappears, she herself, the publisher, goes after her to find
Love
her.
it.
And it's like, this is bananas. There are so many more people in this process. And I get you have to distill it down, but you could still have that be like her publicist or her editor, and it would make sense. There's other stuff in there where I'm just, there's like just the timelines. Timelines are nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really
Argyle.
like it.
Argyle was just banana pants.
Yeah.
But actually, the how they show the publishing industry in that was not too bad. Like, it was mostly
Interesting.
because it was in the background. But I
Yeah.
would say that, like, in as much as, like, clearly the character is a very successful author and so
Mhm.
has a successful author experience,
Yeah.
it, like, rather than like a,
We
mid-lister.
don't need to
but...
bum everybody out in a comedy.
I feel like
but-
I am wondering if Yang Yang is going to pop up in any minute and say, "Oh, there he is."
Guys.
Yeah.
We got to stop.
We gotta stop.
We got to stop.
We gotta stop.
Okay. But Steven's not back yet.
Well, we gotta take a break before the show.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully Steven will come back. If we don't come back right away, it's Steven. He'll finally come back.
Yeah. All right. See you soon. Bye.